Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Denver Bears franchise. We are going to wrap up season number 6 in the regular season here in this episode, and the Bears have dominated this year. Last year was a little closer, but I think the Bears are running away with this division. And we have a lot of good players this season, including Jesse Winker hitting .314. He's going for that batting title in the NL. We'll see if he can get it. As far as pitching goes, Mike Soroka was the Cy Young runner-up last year. He is 4th in wins, and then Luis Severino has a 3.8 pitching WAR, which is actually 1st in the NL this year. A lot of good things about this team, and really excited to get into the playoffs and really see if this team can ascend past the NLCS where we made it last year. So we face the Dodgers, who right now are behind the Padres and the Bears so far this year. There is a strikeout by Zach Little on Cody Hosey, who does watch that one on the inside half. As we do round out the end of September going into October in this episode, we will be at the beginning of the month right now, facing this Dodgers team who is, like I said, good team, but in a tough division. We'll see if they can snag one of those wild card spots. Here is Winker, who just continues to swing a hot bat. He hits one to right field. That one does get down. The throw home will hold the runner at third. 3-3 game as they bring in Travis Lakins out of the bullpen. This will bring up a Eugenio Suarez, who hits one hard up the middle. That one will drive in one. Winker will move on to third base. Bellinger with a strong throw right on the money, but not in time. It is a 4-3 game here in the top of the 10th inning. That brings up Ryan McMahon, who we reacquired at the trade deadline. He hits one hard to the right side. That one will get down as well. Gets past Mookie Betts in left field. Let's see if we can score the runner from third. We won't be able to, but a 5-3 game. Ryan McMahon looking to add another boost to this offense as this season winds down. That brings up Cale Helfrich to the plate. He hits one to center field. This one will be in shallow center, and Cody Bellinger will come up throwing. You know he's got the strong arm. We tested it right there, but it doesn't matter. Even though Winker was thrown out at home, we get the victory here, and I really, really love what we do as a ball club. I mean, we hit the ball extremely well, and we also have very, very good pitching. We are, I believe, top 3 in ERA right now. We have the #1 pitching staff in baseball, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what this team can do in the playoffs. So our month of September is not too difficult. It's not too easy either. I think it's right in the middle. And we move down Will Benson at the September call-ups. We will move him back up, because I wanted to give Cale Helfrich a chance over him, because I wanted Cale Helfrich to really get going and hopefully even, get on that playoff roster and give us that huge boost. And right now, Cale Helfrich will be starting in right field for the rest of the season. We'll see what he can do today. He's playing in left versus the 72-win Braves, and we'll see what can happen in this game. Now, we do want to give some guys a rest at the MLB level who probably will be on the playoff roster. I don't know why I said probably, but will be on the playoff roster. So I'm going to give some young guys some burn at the MLB level. The first is Patrick Summers. We can only move up 2 guys at the September call-ups now. That rule changed a couple of years ago, and I want to see what he can do versus MLB pitching. He had an excellent year in AAA, so really just getting him the experience will definitely bode well for his career. He is in his mid-20s now. He's 25 years old as he is in his second full year in the minors. This one will be Marcell Ozuna, who is competing with Jesse Winker for that batting crown. And look at the throw from Brian Reynolds. Absolutely nailing him at the plate. And this is what I was talking about in the offseason with building a good defensive outfield. Reynolds has added to that. Will Benson, obviously, but struggles at the plate. And then we also have, an improved Benito Ozuna in the outfield. And then you add Cale Helfrich to the equation. He's very good as well. But that brings us into the second inning, and Summers gives up a big fly. That's the one downside of Summers. He is going to give up those big flies. Jared Walsh hits his 23rd home run of the year. But Summers does settle down here facing Brett Phillips. This is going to be a fly ball to center field. Looks pretty good through the first 2 innings besides giving up a big fly, but it will be a pop out to center field. I'm only going to pitch him 3 innings here as he faces Justice Sheffield, the pitcher, at the plate. This one will be hit right back to Summers, and that's an easy ground out as that brings up 1 out. Albies to the plate. He hits one to Muhammad Willingham playing at first base today. 2 outs as that brings up Scott Kingery at the top of the lineup, hitting at that number 2 spot. The 2-2 pitch is going to be high and in tight, and a good located fastball on that one. One thing I love about Summers is that he is not going to walk a ton of guys. He is going to hit his spots much like Mike Salucci does. So on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's Benito Ozuna to the plate. No outs. Bases loaded. This is a chopper to second base. Albies goes to second, tries to turn the double play. That was actually closer than what I thought it would be, but it will be an RBI as the Denver Bears take the 2-1 lead here in the 7th. Winker at the plate, hit and run on, so it will just be a ground out. And we'll score another run instead of being a double play. It's now 3-1. Brian Reynolds at the plate now with a man on second base. He will swing at the low changeup. He gets fooled just a little bit ahead of that one. As he move on to the bottom of the 8th inning, this is Ryan McMahon at the plate who continues to hit the ball well. He hits one to right field. C.J. Abrams was on the run that time, and he will score all the way from first base. It will be an RBI double for Ryan McMahon. Welcome back to Denver. It must feel good for him. 4-2 game now as we move into the 9th inning. This is going to be a pop-up this time, and Jordan Hicks does come in and get the save in this one. We continue to win down the stretch, whether it's these close games, these low-scoring games, or it's really a shootout. You know, one thing I love about this team is that we can throw out anybody on the mound. Mike Salucci got the 2-inning win in this one as we get the victory versus the Braves. And now we face Philadelphia, who I was expecting to be one of the best teams in the NL this year because we faced them, remember, last year in the playoffs in the NLCS, or not the NLCS, in the NLDS. And now they only are 2 games under 500. They are struggling, so at least we won't have to face their dangerous lineup this year. Jordan Hicks facing them in the 9th inning. He looks to get another save in this one. This is a 1-0 game. I'm surprised versus one of the best hitting teams in baseball. This one will be a slider and a strike 3 called on that swing, and it will advance the runner to second base. Harrison Bader up to the plate now, 0 for 2 in this game. 2-2 pitch is on the sinker. Strike 3. Jordan Hicks, I hope that he will definitely get going here going into the playoffs. He was an all-star once again for the 3rd straight season with us. And, you know, one thing I love about Hicks is that he does have that 99-mile-an-hour sinker, 101-mile-an-hour four-seamer. It's definitely fun to watch. But in the month of September is kind of how we did last year. We kind of went on a cold streak towards the end of the year. And I guess it's okay because we do have a good sizable lead in the NL West. But we have 93 wins. I was hoping to get to 100, but I'm not sure the way we're playing here with a lot of losses in the month of September. Not sure we'll get there. Ryan Reynolds at the plate here. In this situation, he has 2 home runs in this game, facing the Nationals, another team we face in the playoffs in season number 2. We'll see if we face them once again. So here he is, trying to get that 3rd home run of the game. 3-1 pitch. This one's low and hits well. Gone in a hurry, Brian Reynolds. I'm excited to see what this outfield can do in the playoffs. Brian Reynolds, Will Benson might not start, but Cale Helfrich, add that to Benito Ozuna, Zach Veen, and now Jesse Winker. Everybody's out there. I think we're going to have a very, very good hitting playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun to see this team grow. We win this one 10-3. We beat down the Nationals, and we get the win right there. As now we get to the end of the month of September, as we get actually 1 win in those last 3 games. So the Nationals ended up beating us 2 out of 3. And now we move on to the last game of the season versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. They are not making the playoffs. They have not made the playoffs at all in this series so far. And I am pretty sad for them because they have made some moves that you would think, you know, let's put them over the top. Freddie Freeman after season number 1 They signed Willy Adames last offseason. I thought that was going to be a good signing, but they just have not been able to get over that hump. They have just been stuck in 4th place here in the division. So here is Adames at the plate. He's hitting .290 this year. He hits one to short. That one will be a ground out to Abrams. Abrams is going to be such a key part in the playoffs because his defensive ability is definitely going to, stop opposing teams from scoring the little runs, doing the little things right, just advancing runners over to third, to second. CJ Abrams stops all of that. So here is Eugenio Suarez hitting way better versus left-handed pitching, but hit 29 home runs versus right-handed pitching. He is amazing so far this year. He hits one hard to center field. That one will be a hit. That brings up Brian Reynolds to the plate. He just pops out to Adames playing at short today. 1 out in the inning. That brings up 2 outs actually. CJ Abrams, who swings that one way out of the zone, will be a pop-up to center field. And Arizona stops us from getting any runs in this inning. On to the 3rd inning. This is Jesse Winker at the plate now. He does still have that .312 batting average. Let's see if he can finish out this season strong. This one's hit well to right field. This one's got carry, and it will be gone. It hits off of the top of the fence. I'm not sure what the right fielder was thinking. He probably could have stuck his glove up there and caught it. Instead, it's Jesse Winker's 32nd home run of the year. A career high in home runs this season, a career high in average as well. He's getting hot at just the right time. Here is Suarez back at the plate now. Let's see if he can get hot. He was our playoff hero last year, and he crushes one deep, and that is gone. No doubt about that one. His 39th of the year. How about 32 and 39 respectively from our 3-4 hitters going into the playoffs? It's going to be fun, man. 453 and a straight missile, 105 exit velocity. He absolutely crushed that one. Luis Arias at the plate. We signed him in the offseason, and he has been pretty decent. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been bad. Just a decent bat. He's swinging around 260. As here comes Jesse Winker up in the 5th inning again, but this one will be a ground out to first base. On to the bottom of the 9th inning. This is going to be Nick Goody in the pitch. He has struggled this year, and we'll see if he can get going because last year in the playoffs, he was our one good pitcher. And I think that, we got to have a couple of guys who are going to come in and shut it down. But he does shut it down here in the 9th inning. On the high fastball, 5-0 win to end the season for your Denver Bears. Suarez and Winker are going to play huge roles going into the offseason, or going into the postseason, as we do get the NL West title, 96 wins. We win by over 9 games, and we end up with the best record in the NL, so we will have that home field advantage. Now, we will play at Coors Field once again, and the reason why I do that is because I do want night games. So Coors Field, definitely, you can have night games in those stadiums by default, but in created stadiums, you cannot have night games. So that's the reason why I switched to Coors Field in the playoffs, in case you guys were wondering. But here are the season stats to end the year. Winker ended up hitting .318, OPS over 1,000. Benito Ozuna hit .300. An excellent year from him. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the playoffs. He will likely start in left field when we start in the playoffs, and we'll probably put Reynolds in center and then Cale Helfrich in right field. I guess we'll have to see. Chris Stewart hit .285. He didn't have a lot of at-bats, but 49 hits, hit .285. Right now, he's hitting a lot better than Marshawn. Ryan McMahon and Zach Veen both hitting .274. Both of them will play quite a bit. Zach Veen is going to start some games in center in the playoffs as well. And then Suarez ended up hitting .243. He's getting up there in age, but still, we're going to need his bat. Muhammad Willingham hit .241, which I don't know why he still can't hit for high average. It makes no sense to me, but still a decent year from him. Luis Arias only hit .239. Arias is kind of that guy I'm unsure about if he's going to start. I could easily start Ryan McMahon at second base. I'm not really sure what I want to do there. CJ Abrams actually had a down year. I was expecting him to maybe hit for 300 this year, but he did not. He did progress and get better, but, offensively didn't have the best year. Helfrich's average came way down that last month. When during that losing streak, he went cold. So I don't think that will stick around. He's such a good hitter. I just don't think he will continue to hit the ball poorly like that, but we'll see. Will Benson hit 209. We moved him up the last month of the season for the September call-ups. So he will be a bench bat and be a guy that if we need defense, he will get in. Justin Maxwell did pitch the most innings this year, a 117 whip. I'm excited for this pitching staff going into the playoffs. Hopefully Luis Severino will live up to the hype this season. Mike Soroka will be our ace here in the playoffs. He had 13 wins, 5 losses, a 1.36 whip, and a 4.39 ERA, which is a little high. Coffer had a 3.25 ERA. He will actually be probably number 3 in our rotation, but DeAnthony Pierre probably had the best season of any of our pitchers. He started 20 games, went 6-5. He had 18 holds, 13 quality starts, 2.90 ERA, and a 1.18 whip. He surprised everybody this year. He was kind of switching off with, platooning in the pitching staff with Mike Salucci, and both of them had great years. 3.22 ERA for Mike Salucci, the 30-year-old rookie. 13 quality starts, just like DeAnthony Pierre. Both of them had 13 quality starts and 20 starts even. And man, this is going to be pretty good. We have 2 lefties we can go to in Coffer and Salucci. And Salucci is going to be a guy that's really going to be a great spot starter for us. Atlas Luntich actually had a good year out of the bullpen. We started him some games, but not too many. 1.22 whip. But the guy that had the greatest year, and I'm so happy that he did, was Trez Jenkins, a .97 whip, 3.89 ERA. He was unhittable. 78 strikeouts, 13 walks as well. He was our best bullpen pitcher, so I'm excited for him going into the playoffs. Nick Goody got the whip down. He was almost at like 2 the whole season. Matt Foster, we signed in the offseason 1.34 whip. We're definitely going to need Matt Foster in the playoffs to pitch well. Zach Little had a good year as well. He had a 1.10 whip, 2.08 ERA, but only pitched 17 innings. So I guess he didn't have that big of a sample size, but I'm glad he's going to be a fresh arm going into the postseason, and we'll see what he can do. And I am excited for this bullpen. It's going to be quite the journey here in the playoffs this year. I could honestly see us dominating. I guess we'll have to see what happens. So looking at the NL batting champ, Mookie Betts, 3.27 batting average. Winker even improved it over Marcell Ozuna, but it looks like Mookie Betts just beat him out. He does end up being the leader in OPS, but we move on to the playoffs. What we have been focused on this entire season, just preparing for this moment, and we will play the winners of San Diego and the Dodgers in the first round. So 3 NL West teams make the playoffs. Amazing. And on the other side, it will be Chicago and Washington. Let's see if Chicago can make it back to that World Series where they won last year. We'll have to see. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Next episode will be the playoffs. We'll see who we face, San Diego or LA. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I hope the rain don't come in November, 'cause the summer